Hello, everyone, and welcome to Movie Bears Podcast TV. I'm Brad Harris, and every once in a while, it's been a lot more frequent now that there's new TV to talk about. I'm joined by some pretty awesome bears to dish a little bit of TV review goodness coming your way. Casey Scott is here with us. Welcome, Casey.
Howdy, fellers. Hey, how is everyone? Happy early Halloween.
Happy early Halloween. Yes, definitely. Definitely. And Stephen Heslin is here with us as well. Welcome, Stephen.
Hello, how are you? That was like a Swedish accent. I tried to do like an Irish.
That sounded like a poo to me. Remind me of Kimmy Schmidt where she's trying to do a British accent.
Oh, goodness. Oh, for those of you who cannot see us because you're not watching us on YouTube, we are costuming it up tonight. I am in my Rick Sheriff hat from The Walking Dead. Casey, I love your getup. What are you?
A friend christened me Kelly Mantle. That's apparently my drag name because it's like, I don't know where it came from. I think it's a mix of Kelly McNamara from Beyond the Valley of the Dolls and that Mantle drag queen from Drag Race. I forget what her name is.
Okay.
Something. She's been around for ages. She's the one with the bacon dress.
You totally look like that really hot redhead from the B-52s and a sexy librarian had a baby.
Oh, I like that. That's awesome. Yeah, that's the look I'm going for subconsciously.
There you go. You're a shiny, happy person.
Yes, I am. You nailed exactly what I was going for without even knowing it.
I read your mind.
Exactly.
And Steven's our what are you?
No, I've got it. I'm Matt Damon from The Legend of Bagger Vance.
Nice. I love it.
What a great callback to a movie people have forgotten. I remember that one.
The Legend of who? No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, it is, pre-Halloween, so we're a couple days early, but we wanted to celebrate anyway. And so, you know what? If you're missing it right now because you're only listening on audio, well, you need to go back and watch the YouTube version because there's some awesomeness here. I won't lie. But we have a big show this week. We're going to be talking about The Walking Dead. Holy God, lots to talk about there. And the pilot of Supergirl, which was sort of hotly contested over the summer. We'll revisit that discussion and tell you what we thought. But guys, are we ready to just dive right in?
Yes. Let's walk some dead.
All right, here we go. Our discussion of The Walking Dead. I totally hate these stupid dangly things on my hat.
They're cute.
No, they're like the stupid little dangly things. They're awful. I hate them so much.
Can you move them around to the back?
No, they don't move around to the back. They only move around to the side. It's dumb. Whatever.
You look exactly like Rick Grimes. It's uncanny.
Don't I? I even forwent shaving so that I could have.
Are you sure you're not Rick Grimes' stunt double, on the show?
Oh goodness!
I know you like to live dangerously, so I know what you're doing on the side.
Carl. Oh boy! So Walking Dead, Steven, why don't you Well, let's get this out of the way. Spoilers. Yeah. If you haven't seen the episode yet, we can't help you. We've got nothing for you except a lot of spoilers. So,
and you missed that whole debate all week.
Right.
I can't believe anyone hasn't seen this. Everything about it already.
Yeah. Well, some people have. Believe it or not, it's true. But Steven, what did you think of this latest episode?
Another great episode. I mean, they have really been on a really good roll going forward, and they basically, we were going sort of back and forth these first few episodes between what's going on with leading the zombies out of the quarry and then what's going on back at Alexandria in the town. And, now we're back with the people like Rick and the group who hear the horn and are trying to make it back home because they know something's wrong and they know the zombies are heading that way. So they're trying to get ahead of the herd and, save their people and everything. And, then, of course, Rick decides to... The one thing is, I didn't really hear the plan, so I was a little confused as to why Rick was running ahead of them and where they were going, and Michonne and that group, and why Glenn had to split off. I don't really know all the
So
details.
Rick was running back to the RV to use the RV to like get the attention of the herd that had like gone towards the town.
Okay.
Gonna like head them off at the pass,
Yeah.
and then like try and get them to merge back with the other herd, I think.
Okay.
And he was sending Michonne and Glenn and the other folks back to Alexandria to help with whatever was going on that was causing the horn and the gunshots.
Yeah. Okay. But why did Glenn and Stupid Face have to split off? Oh, because that's right. They were trapped, and they were going to set fire to something to distract the zombies.
Yeah.
And let the rest
Like a
of
feed
go.
store or something?
Yeah.
Right, because it was dry and it would like burn very easily.
Which unfortunately we found out it already had burnt. So.
Yeah.
So that's basically what the episode was all about, was just sort of like scheming to get back. They didn't ever make it back yet. I mean, they're on their way, but, it's basically what's happening around them sort of separating, and there's a part where Rick, who's just being factual because, they know what is going to happen, is basically letting Michonne and them know, hey, listen, you got to get back there. You're going to lose a few people. It's just going to happen. It's a fact of our post-apocalyptic world. Get there. And one of the Alexandria people overhears it and is just like, oh, I'm all butthurt because, you guys said that some of us might not make it. And it's like, dude, you guys are softies. Not everyone's going to make it. It's just a fact. But they haven't had to live through those facts yet. And he then subsequently through this episode lives through those facts and sort of realizes that Michonne was right. Rick was right, I guess. But then we get to the major thing of the whole episode, which is Glenn and Stupid Face basically going. Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Nicholas, Stupid Face. It's all the same.
He's got a stupid face. And they go off to burn the feed store to distract the zombies from Michonne and the group, and find out that it's already burned down. So then they start, cutting through the town, and of course get caught in an alley because, there's so many alleys that don't have throughways in worlds where things are perilous. And, then just they're trapped, there are zombies all over them, it's a huge herd, they hop on top of a dumpster, and Stupid Face decides, well, this is the end, I'm going to shoot myself instead of just jumping into the crowd, and he shoots himself, which stuns Glenn. They fall down, and you see zombies poured in on them. But, of course, anyone who's watched any bit of TV or movies knows that if you don't see them die on screen, they're not dead. And I think anyone with half a brain knows that Glenn is not dead.
And they've done this with him before.
Have they? I don't remember that.
He was cornered at one point, and then he miraculously showed up. Like, there was a space of time where we don't know what's going on. It's like, what's going on? Is Glenn going to be okay? And then he shows back up. So they've done this with him before.
Remember last season? So, like, they got caught in, like, that revolving door.
Yeah. And then he just suddenly appeared.
Yeah, and Stupid Face left him there. And then, like, somehow magically he got out, right?
Yes, that's right. That's what it is. And, another situation involving this asshole. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, it was at first you were kind of like, because the way they shot it, they made it look like he was dying because you see blood spraying out and zombies ripping, but the way they fell, you kind of have to think they're ripping apart that guy's body and not Glenn's body. And they pull away and you see Glenn right underneath the dumpster, so he could easily maybe slip under the dumpster and maybe hide out for a while or something.
Yeah, they definitely did some interesting stuff with perspective there because, like, when they're falling, you can see that Nicholas is, like, falling on top of him, right?
Yeah.
And then when you see Glenn's, like, head as he's all, like,
yeah.
It looks too low for, like, where the zombies, at least to me, are sort of eating, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of have this theory that Glenn is going to, like you were saying, kind of crawl under the dumpster and, he's got his walkie-talkie. He's probably going to be able to call in the cavalry. They're going to come and save him. Either that or somehow he miraculously, gets out of there somehow. There was a building nearby. Maybe he can scale it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
so it's it is what it is. It's I don't like those kind of conventions where they kind of trick you and everything. But You know, it was sort of a very dramatic moment, so it was done really well. And then you cut to Rick, who makes it to the thing, and then all of a sudden you see wolves, the wolves people, that were escaping, I think, from Alexandria, basically come upon the camper that he's in, and there's a shootout there, which was really awesome, and it's just like all hell, everything's going to hell, and it's just really, really kind of scary.
Casey, do you think that that Glenn is dead?
I think that they gave enough outs that he's going to be alive, but I really don't like that kind of audience manipulation. It's different with Game of Thrones, where there's all the speculation that Jon Snow. Well, okay, spoilers for Game of Thrones. So if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, which I don't know why the hell you're not caught up by now, but who knows? Okay, so Game of Thrones spoilers. There's speculation that Jon Snow's still alive.
Yeah.
But they ended that. That was a season ender, so there's a season to follow up on that.
Yeah.
This is a situation where it's 3 episodes into the season, and so it's not necessarily a cliffhanger. It's just kind of like it feels very manipulative, and so it's kind of like if he's dead, then it's a total waste, because it basically, it's a character that's been with us since season 1, and to have him die because of some asshole. Tracking him down with him is horrible, but then on the other hand, if he's still alive, they really need to do some really great writing or something to make it believable that he somehow survived that. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
The thing that I also found very frustrating was I didn't tape the Talking Dead, but I saw little, clips of it before it, my DVR ended recording, and they're like, "We're gonna talk through this. I know this is really
that was
tough."
like therapy. I was like, Jesus.
But I'm also kind of like, you guys are in on it, because none of them are like, "Oh wait, is he dead?" So it's not a real talk show. They're in on on trying to perpetuate this myth that he's dead. It's
and the usual thing is like when someone dies on The Walking Dead,
have him on the show.
Actor is on The Talking Dead right after. So if he is really dead, I'm really surprised that the actor was not on Talking Dead.
Right.
Well, they didn't do like an RIP card and everything.
Right.
Yeah, that was the big thing. That was the big smoking gun. The fans were like, "Well, he's not dead. They didn't say RIP," and Yeah, I don't know. I feel if he's still alive, I feel grossly manipulated.
Right. Yeah.
They could have cut. They didn't have to show that. They could have, I don't know, cut away to give some sort of suspense.
But that could have been so
basically
suspenseful. Like it could have been how he got out of that situation. Could have been creepy and suspenseful.
Well, yeah. Why didn't they cut away mid-fall into the zombies and then cut to the Rick thing and then leave us in suspense? Okay, what happened? Instead, we have to watch it where there's this perspective where we're supposed to think that that's him being ripped apart.
Right.
That is so manipulative.
And the manipulative music. Don't forget that.
The pull away.
It's like it makes it look like we're losing a major character. So they totally manipulated that. So that bothers me because I thought it was a very it really bothered me because it was a character that you lose. And I was telling my brother, I watched it with my brother every week, and we're just like, no character ever has any kind of like dignified death on this show. It's always kind of like they don't go out guns blazing. They die like horribly and with all these like loose ends. It's just like, can't we get one person just like dying heroically other than Mo? And I was just like, like Beth. I guess that was kind of a heroic death because she got the other bitch taken out at the same time. But it's just like this. I felt so manipulated. And then there's this speculation now that he's alive, and I was like, I really feel like I was bent over a barrel by this show. Yeah. I was just like, come on, don't mess with me like this. Like, you're doing great. Like, the show's really good this season. You don't need to do that. Like, you don't really need to do that kind of bullshit. And then there's also speculation now that he's like immune or something.
Oh God.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that he's like that he won't, that he's not going to get ripped apart, but he might get bitten anyway. But he's going to be like not the patient zero, but like the person that the scientists are going to experiment on to get the cure.
Where does that come? Like delivering pizza makes you immune?
No, I mean like just I don't know, part of his
just his genetics.
Something genetic that makes him immune to it.
Interesting.
Which I don't know. I'd be intrigued by that if they could write it well, but I mean,
Uh-huh.
we'll just have to see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just find it hard to believe that if it wasn't him and they were thinking about Nicholas's body on top of him, why didn't any of the zombies go for his head?
Exactly.
Why did they all go for the chest or the back or whatever the fuck?
Or his foot. I mean, that's the other thing. Is
Yeah,
even
like
in that
there's
scene
a whole
with,
body there, and there's
even
like
in the scene with Michonne trying to get over the fence,
Mhm.
you know, how many scenes have we seen where a zombie will come in and bite instantly, and here they're just sort of like, oh, let me pet
Right.
you for a while,
Yeah.
let me pet you for a while, and it's
And
like,
that brought something up that really irritates me about the show, and I just like, come on, like, let's be a little bit realistic here. Two characters are basically eaten in front of everyone, and you're not going to shoot him in the head.
exactly.
know,
They're
I
just
know,
watching
that
them
bothered me too.
suffer.
That
I'm just
bothered
like,
me too.
why are you doing this? Twice it happened. I'm just like, you know better than this bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Well, and it's interesting because, like, in the very beginning of the episode, right, when Rick's like, some of them aren't gonna make it,
right.
you know, like 2 seconds later, like one of them just randomly gets eaten by a zombie.
Right.
Like, did
Yeah.
he go off to pee or something? I don't know. But, like, you know, they're chowing down on him or whatever, and then, like, Michonne puts him out of his misery.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, cool, respectable. I like that. I get that. Makes sense. And then all of a sudden, this guy that she's developed this connection with, like, all episode, you know, like, you're going to make it home,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. She's just like, hey, home dog, like, go ahead and get eaten. Bed and
Yeah,
supper.
it's
It's
gonna
all
watch
good.
you and stare at you, sort of like, oh, sorry.
I have a sword.
Yeah,
I could
just
totally
like-
stick through the fence and go through your head and make it nice. But
Yeah, we don't need to waste a bullet on you. We can just do it with a knife or a sword.
Right?
It's just
Right?
like, yeah, so I thought that was just really
Yeah.
tacky.
Also,
It's like,
you know,
come on.
like you mentioned in the beginning of the episode, like when they're like, oh, somebody might not make it, and then somebody, you know, dies right away. It's like, where are these ninja zombies? Like, most of the
They're
time, these
quiet.
zombies, they can hear from like a mile away going,
Yeah.
and every once in a while the show throws in a ninja zombie that's just like, I don't hear a thing. Ah!
Right.
Yeah.
And they also kind of forget that, like, our eyes can see many degrees around us, and so it's just kind of like, apparently everyone has tunnel vision and can only see, like, right in front of them. They can't walk by a tree and see a zombie hanging out of a tree
Yeah.
biting your face, like, like the
Doesn't make a lot of sense.
No,
you know?
it's just
Yeah.
it's a zombie show. What can you do?
Yeah, exactly. They
It's
need,
just
yeah.
kind of irritating.
it's a
sometimes.
MacGuffin at times.
You know,
Yes,
for me,
exactly.
the most interesting thing about this whole season so far is the Wolves plot line, and I'm really interested to see where that's going to go. One thing I really liked is the guys that escaped Alexandria. Wasn't that the guys who hit the RV with Rick because they
Yeah.
stole a gun
Yeah.
on their
They're
way
gone.
out, right?
So they're
So-
no threat. At least
Right.
that's-
Right, but Morgan didn't kill those guys. He let him take the gun. He let him get away, and because of that, you know, they attacked Rick or whatever.
Right.
So I'm really interested to see where that plot line goes. Plus, guys, I mean, Rick got his hand like cut on
Right.
that zombie. I don't know if it was the machete or his knife broke or what, but
Right.
he got like zombie blood all over it. So,
Right.
do you think Rick is going to get infected?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I just took it as like he hurt his hand when the knife tip broke off, but you know they
Yeah.
are kind of focusing on it a lot, so
Right.
it makes me think it's going to play a part.
I mean, everyone is already infected anyway, so I think a zombie bite. I think it's supposed to just escalate your death because it's all this disease and
Yeah,
stuff.
you
So I
just
think
get
unless he's
sick
bitten,
faster.
I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But you know, obviously, if he doesn't get it mended, it could get gangrenous, and then he'll die that way. So
Yeah. But maybe the new nurse will heal him.
yeah,
Maybe,
Merritt
maybe.
Weaver, please give her
Yeah.
something good to do. Jeez.
She can eat less candy bars and heal more hands.
And she hopefully will not be a Eugene love interest. That would be great.
Right?
Love for that
Right?
not to happen, please. Yeah.
I'd really like to see your vagina unfurled.
Oh my god. Please let that be on the show next week.
It is a fact that my penis will go into your vagina.
That is a fact. Oh my god. Well, next week is 90 minutes for Halloween. Which
Oh, really?
Timing, but my concern is that it's going to be a 90-minute all Morgan flashback episode.
It probably is.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Preview.
I don't want to spend 90 minutes with Morgan. I'm sorry.
It's the Morgan movie. Get ready
I
for it.
don't like Morgan's character so far.
No, I mean, he was great in that one episode where he was a badass and then he vanished. I was never one of those fans who's like, I want Morgan to come back. I didn't care. I was like, that was one great, and I was kind of hoping the show would go down that route. Would you keep running into random people and then leave them behind, just getting a different perspective, different people in the zombie apocalypse? I don't need Morgan on the show. That's just me, though. You know?
I totally want to see a Morgan Michonne like sword versus bow staff fight.
Oh, sword would win.
Yeah, but it would still be cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. There aren't really any stakes involved because Morgan's not going to kill anyone. He's not going to kill anyone. So it's kind of like, what are the stakes? Unless you want to see Morgan dead, because Michonne will do it to kill.
I want to see if he can beat her down, though. Like.
I mean, she has a sword. Can't she, like, carve that shit up?
Yeah.
I'm sure she can. Unless it has an iron core inside.
Oh Lord. Oh,
it's
my
made
God.
of adamantium. Don't you know? It's part of the Marvel Universe.
Oh, that's right. Oh, my God.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, let's bring that into the show. That'll make it
Yeah, Wolverine shows up.
Oh, my God. The X-Men are here. This is great zombie apocalypse now.
Did you hear that? I think that was a Cyclops blast.
Oh, my God. Please don't let that happen.
All of a sudden, a storm rolls in, and Halle Berry like floats down, lightning in her eyes.
Yeah.
Well, that's on a Doom because apparently any show that she's on got canceled. So
did Extant get canceled?
It did. It got canceled.
Oh.
Who wants to see Alien? Halle Berry pregnant with an alien? Nobody cares about that. give your Oscar back, Halle Berry.
That's true. That's pretty much true. Well, guys, any other thoughts on Walking Dead? What haven't we covered yet from this episode?
I think that's kind of everything. Oh, well, all three of the survivors in Michonne's group are all black. That's a major.
Oh, right.
I mean, yeah, all three of them walking back are there's the wounded black guy, and then what's his? It's not even
the dreadlock guy.
I forget what his name is. And then Michonne. I was like, oh my God. There are 3 surviving black characters. Way to go, Walking Dead. I was really impressed.
Wait for diversification.
Yeah. This is awesome.
Right.
But they had to quote-unquote kill the Asian guy. So.
Well, you know what it was? Effie from Project Greenlight was totally producing. And she's all like, Robert Kirkman, gun to your head, diversity, duly noted.
Right. She's like, gun to your head, 1 Asian or 3 black people. And just to let you know, I am black, so you need to make the right decision, gun to your head.
Gun to your head.
Duly noted. That the right decision is, you know what the right decision is, Robert Kirkman.
Love and hugs.
Peace and love, bottom of my heart, love you, but make the right decision. I love that woman so much.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
Breakout character of the fall season is not on network television. It's Effie Brown.
It's Effie, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
She needs to be on every Project Greenlight from now on.
She needs to be on every show. I would watch her in every show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Makes me want to go see, go rent Dear White People now.
Yeah,
it really does. Yeah, I think it was on Netflix for a while.
It's one of her 17 films. So
17 and a half.
17
and a half feature films, or 16 and a half feature films.
Oh my God, guys, are we gonna have to review the Leisure Class?
We are. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Guess what? That's on Sunday with The Walking Dead. So next week we're gonna have to do Project Greenlight finale and Leisure Class.
Yeah.
Oh my God, do I really have to watch that fucking movie? It looks terrible.
Gun to your head, Leisure Class, or another episode of Supergirl. That's my attempt. That's my attempt.
Oh, wow! Nice segue.
Yeah, that's what I attempted to segue.
Nice. All right, Walking Dead. We salute you. Thank you for a big episode. We think you played our heartstrings and you're manipulating us, but we'll keep watching.
You gunned to my head. You manipulated me.
Well, our other show that we're going to talk about is Supergirl. Now, Steven, you have not seen
I haven't.
Supergirl.
You know, I realized I went to go tape it from my phone, and I set it to record. I say tape, but, you know, it's how old I am.
I do the same thing.
But I went to go set it to record, and then it didn't for some reason, and I didn't realize it till today. I was like, oh, yeah, we have to talk about, oh, my God, I haven't watched Supergirl.
God, same thing happened to me, Steven. Like seriously,
You're
I
a
set it to
black cat
record,
on-
and it yes, there's a black cat on Halloween who likes to lay on my shoulder. But yeah, I set it. Like the recording is in there, but it never recorded. I totally had to iTunes it.
Okay, so I'm not the
So,
only one.
I don't know what
Um,
happened there. It's bizarre.
But you found it. You remembered to find it. And look
I did because I went to watch it the night of, and it wasn't there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, what the fuck?
That's
So I had to watch it the next day. Yeah, but
maybe it's a CBS snafu or something.
I don't know, maybe. But Casey, I know you saw it, and Steven, you're good with spoilers.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Like,
not.
like literally, there are no spoilers.
I was gonna watch it for the show, but I'm not
Okay.
interested in this show.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
All right. So spoilers are fair game, of course. I don't think we're going to spend a lot of time on Supergirl, but Casey, give us your impressions. What you think?
My impressions. I mean, I went to the show. I make no secret on the show that I'm not a comic book person. I've never been into comic books or the comic book culture, but I'm always wanted to give them a chance because I know these shows a chance because there's potential crossover appeal. I don't have to be. A good comic book show doesn't have to just appeal to comic book fans. They should have a crossover appeal to anyone who likes good writing or good entertainment. And so I went into this, and I was, I love the Supergirl movie, for camp value, obviously, because it's Faye Dunaway and what's her face, Brenda Vaccaro. So I went into this with lowered expectations. Only thing I was excited about was seeing Callista Flockhart because I love Callista Flockhart. Ally McBeal was my show in high school. What can I'm trying to think of. I don't want a total pile on the show. I think the worst thing I can say about it is it's just plainly average. It's just there's nothing really compelling about it. It's just kind of it's pretty standard. It's pretty standard fare. The special effects are not that great. There are some scenes that are impressive, some good stunt work, but in terms of CGI, it's not great. Yeah, I thought it was just kind of dull and not very compelling. I like seeing Shyler Lee again from Not Another Teen Movie, and then TV wanted to make her happen. They gave her like 5 pilots that all bombed before she got on Grey's Anatomy. But I like her a lot. She plays the sister.
And the mom.
Yeah, and the mom. Does she play the mom?
No. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the wrong person.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know who plays the mom. Dean Cain and Helen Slater, brief appearances. I don't know if we're gonna see them again. It'd be nice if we did. It just, it kind of feels like a little bit like Heroes, where there's like this organization. I don't know if this is from the comic books or this is organization that is studying alien life, and now she's working with them to take in these escaped prisoners from this prison planet or whatever. And I don't know if I like the idea of Supergirl working with a human organization. It's kind of Flash, actually. It kind of borrows a lot from a lot of contemporary shows that are on the air right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was kind of a non-event.
How about you, Brad?
It wasn't stellar for me. I liked it overall, I guess. I think it has promise, and I want to see where it goes. So I'll give it the standard Brad Harris 5-episode try. But excuse me, please get down, Cat. Thank you. But
we're all cursed. The black cat walked in front of us.
Right. But it was kind of like Mediocre Girl rather than Supergirl. At least this first episode. The problem with pilots, and Arrow suffered from the same thing as did the Flash, and they're all executive produced by the same people. Is that you've got to fit in like the origin story, and I'm so fucking tired of origin stories at this point. And what really got me about this one is the whole voiceover thing. She's like, "You may know my cousin's story, but you don't know mine." I was like, bitch, I know your story. You're like Superman's cousin, and you came to Earth too, and you have the same powers, and you're a girl that wears glasses. Okay, like great. Yeah. Over the summer, the previews that were coming out for it made it look really sort of like like Devil Wears Prada rom-com.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so
I
I
was
was
a big deal about
Yeah.
Calista Flockhart, and that's what that part of the show is.
right. And so for me, that's the part I was looking forward to like the least. And I was afraid that this episode was going to be like mostly that. And I'm actually happy to say there was a nice balance between the two for me. I liked the Calista Flockhart stuff. I liked the whole like workplace thing that she's got going on. I'm still on the fence about Jimmy Olsen being like James Olsen. He's, you know, for me, Jimmy Olsen is always like the shy, geeky camera guy, and he's, you know, on this show, he's a very like svelte, you know, man, and I don't,
beautiful black guy.
Well, and he
only minority on the show.
He is beautiful. I mean, he is a beautiful man, absolutely. But I'm just kind of like, that's not really Jimmy Olsen though. Like Jimmy's supposed to be kind of a
nerdy,
a not confident, nerdy kind of guy, and it just was a weird thing. But you know, the effects were not super great. There were some things they did well. I don't understand why Supergirl's heat vision is blue. Like, I don't know where that comes from at all.
That threw me too. I'm surprised. Yeah, that's good you mentioned that.
I'm like, did someone forget to like add in the red hue when they were doing the special effect? Like, come on. It's not freaking blue. But I do like her costume. I like that they sort of gave her pants, which is kind of cool. I don't like this whole thing with the human organization. What was it called? Like NEO or something? I forget. It was some dumb acronym.
Something dumb. Something from Heroes, probably.
Right. Speaking of which, guys, I gave up on Heroes for now.
I gave up 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
I predicted it.
Over.
I didn't even get 5 episodes in, guys. I got 4, and I just couldn't. I couldn't.
I think. Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
I caught like 30 seconds of us passing channels. I'm like, oh my god, 30 seconds is horrible.
And it's such a shame because I could talk forever about why it's a shame. But anyway, Supergirl. I'm gonna keep watching it though. I do like Melissa Benoist. And I think that there's some good potential. The whole concept, it does bug me a little bit. Berlanti tends to do this with his shows. Like, on Flash, the whole, like, dark matter explosion created all these metahumans, right? Now Flash has to fight them.
Right.
On Arrow, there's not,
it's
like,
a list.
You know, there's the list, right, of people, blah, blah, blah. And now in Supergirl, it's like, oh, this prison ship crashed on Earth.
Right. So now it's a case of the week, yeah.
And now she has to, like, you know, capture a new one every week or something. It's like, I got tired of the Freak of the Week formula on Smallville.
Right.
And now here we go, 3 shows. And Legends of Tomorrow is coming out, you know, like mid-season. So I'm kind of like, I'm a little worried, I'll be honest.
Right.
I'm enjoying Flash. Arrow is getting slightly better, but I hope that Supergirl kind of flies off in its own direction somehow and does something a little different.
I agree, but that's also something that I think I mentioned this when we talked about Heroes, that Heroes does that other superhero shows don't tend to do, which is that it has one storyline that it develops over the course of a season or a bunch of episodes, rather than do a case of the week or a freak of the week or a villain of the week.
Right.
This is like that is so Batman 1966. Like we don't like enough of this villain of the week bullshit. Like introduce a storyline or introduce a story arc that we can follow over the course of several episodes. So it keeps you coming back to see where the story's going, rather than, oh, I wonder who she's going to be fighting this week. Let me tune in. Like, no, that doesn't make me want to tune in because I don't care if she's fighting this week. Like, if there's a compelling story that she's involved in where there's one person that she's trying to take out and it's like a journey to that, then I will watch that. But that's just me. I don't know if I'm necessarily the target audience for this show, but I like that kind of thing. I like a developed story over a bunch of episodes.
Casey, you're a big like girl power kind of guy.
I totally am.
Yeah, and that's awesome.
Obviously.
What did you think of the whole like? There's this whole rage on the internet right now because Calista Flockhart names her Supergirl, and Kara's like, girl. Well, why girl? She's a woman. And Calista
Right.
Flockharder's like, well, I'm a girl, and I'm powerful, and I'm rich, and I'm beautiful. If anyone has a problem with that, you know, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's
Yeah.
you. What do you think of that whole thing? Like, does that...
I didn't check the writing credits on the show, but I feel like that was written by a man. Like, I was just like, I mean, I don't know. I didn't, you know, it's very weird. I know that they have to keep the Supergirl thing because it's like a franchise and it's the name of the character. I don't see what's wrong with Superwoman unless it clashes with Wonder Woman. And then, you know, speaking of Wonder Woman, I would have loved a Wonder Woman show instead of a Supergirl show. I like Wonder Woman's backstory way more.
It's because you're gay.
Yeah, that's what it is. But I love Linda Carter. I have my Wonder Woman wallet. I have all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I would have preferred a Wonder Woman show. I'm sorry that pilot didn't get picked up, but if it didn't, it must have been worse than the Supergirl pilot.
Yeah.
Which then it must have been really not good.
Oh, Adrian Palicki.
I know. Well, she was bad casting for that.
Yeah.
I don't know who they should have
Unfortunately.
for that. Yeah.
Unfortunately. Well, Casey, I imagine you're not going to stick with Supergirl then, right?
I'm not. It's on the same time as Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, so I'm picking the CW over CBS. Speaking of CW, I was shocked to see ads during the airing for CW.
Right?
There were commercials, and I was like, CBS, are you seriously promoting another network?
Well, maybe Greg Berlanti had something to do, because doesn't Berlanti...
Yep.
Like, I mean, so, I mean, all of his other shows are on CW, so maybe he said...
I just think that's unheard of. Like, for one network to say, so anyway, go watch this show on Tuesday night. Don't watch our show on Tuesday night. Watch this show on Tuesday. I'm like, wow, okay. Synergy, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I think here's the thing. CBS is sort of losing the battle when it comes to, like, the superhero drama market of things, right?
That's
like,
true.
ABC's got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? NBC's got Heroes at this point. Like, CBS doesn't really have any of that. And so when Berlanti wanted to do Supergirl, they fought really hard to get Supergirl. But I think they probably had to make some concessions, and that's probably one of them. Yeah.
Which is crazy, because CBS is the most successful network of all of the broadcast networks right now. I mean, so yeah, it's interesting. They feel like they need to conquer this demographic. Their demographic is like senior citizens.
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to break into that market and get some of the young people to come over. I mean, what do they really have for the young folks? Big Bang Theory, I guess, right?
Yeah. The sitcoms, which I don't know how anyone watches those. But,
Yeah. I mean, in terms of like hour-long dramas, though, they don't really have anything that's like a young person draw, really.
Yeah, they don't have a younger skewing.
Right.
Unless they watch Survivor.
Yeah, they were trying with Limitless, but I don't know if there are any people in that key young demographic that are watching that show.
Yeah, I don't think so. So I think with Supergirl, they're really trying to get, like, you know, the young girls who are like, yay, girl power, and the young boys that are like, yay, hot girls in tights.
And Jeb Bush thinks she's hot.
Right? So, anyway, and I'm sure Les Moonves is, like, salivating over Supergirl, so...
I think she's a little miscast. I'm not a big fan of her. But...
Yeah, some of the whole, like, her acting geeky sort of felt a little weird for me.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh, gosh. I'm just kind of like, what? Like,
right.
Anyway, whatever. Well, let's put a bow on Supergirl and kick her out of the episode.
Yeah, let's put a pin in that and come back to it later.
Sorry, Supergirl.
Baby.
Gun to your head.
All
right,
pull the trigger.
Class or another episode of Supergirl. I'm picking Leisure Class. Sorry.
Right.
I just want to see how bad it is.
So let's do plugs. And Steven, I'm actually going to ask you to go first because you didn't really get to say much because you hadn't seen Supergirl. So why don't you take over the show for like 3 minutes and tell us what you want to
Well, I'm on the verge of unplugging the Flash.
Oh my God!
It's just getting so frustrating how they're both the Arrow and the Flash this season are just terrible at like trying to shoehorn in these storylines to set up other things. And I mean, Brad, I don't know if you're caught up on the Flash.
I am, yeah.
And Casey, have you been watching it?
I haven't.
I've
heard it's not great this season, though.
The whole thing that they're doing with Firestorm, it's like, I don't get it. Like, did they just want, you know, a young black guy on the show, and so they killed off Ronnie, and then they made up this whole storyline of like, well, he just needs another host. You know, it's like, oh, okay. Like that was an option. I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Well, the thing is the actor I don't think was available like to be like a full-time major character on the new show. And so they had already set him up as Firestorm. They wanted to bring him over, and so they had to kind of make a casting change. Plus, I think there's a certain, they're obviously trying to get a certain cast, a diverse look, right? Set up.
But yeah, I just think they could like. There's got to be another superhero out there in the Flash universe that they could have made him that superhero instead of trying to fit in Firestorm. Like it just it felt so stilted and it just felt weird. Like
it felt a little like Human Torchy to me from the new Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
Especially since
let me ask you this: are you getting the feeling where they're trying to? And this has happened on TV shows a lot. Are they trying to spin this off into another show?
Well, Firestorm goes into Legends of Tomorrow, right?
Right. Yeah, he's going to be one of the main characters.
Oh, okay. So it is kind of that. Yeah. He's trying to lure people into this other show.
But the thing with, and I see where you're coming from. I totally do, Steven.
Yeah.
But at least now Firestorm is gone. Like Firestorm is like gone. He's doing his own thing. Like he'll go to that show. Hopefully, it's like over and done. I don't really think Flash has much more to do in terms of...
No, I know, and I'm going to stick with it for a while, but it's just like it's on... I've got my hand on the unplug cord, where it's just I'm giving you a couple more episodes, but, don't think you're safe. And same thing with Arrow. It's just like the whole thing with the White Canary thing. It's like, oh, come on. You're just setting this up for Legends of Tomorrow, whatever. So
that kind of sucks. That if one show that's coming up is derailing two shows that are on the air, just to get people to watch the new show.
I don't know that I would say it's derailing. For me personally, it's distracting. I don't know that I would say it's derailing. Like it's not.
I don't know. Steven makes it sound like it's derailing. He's wanting to pull the plug.
Yeah. I don't think it's hurting necessarily the overall narrative, but it does feel like it's stalling the narrative in terms of getting it going. So I'm kind of like, okay, let's get 4 or 5 episodes in, blow your wad for Legends of Tomorrow, and then let's kick the overall narrative more into high gear.
Yeah.
But I share some of that frustration with you, Steven. I wanna tip my Carl hat to you in solidarity because I like
some pudding.
I like both shows too, but I'm feeling a little frustrated as well.
Yeah. So besides that, watching and probably my plug for the week is Fargo, and I know we've talked a lot about it on the show, but it's like every week it blows me away, and I'm just watching that show. And even just thinking about what they shoot in an hour, I mean, it looks like a 1-hour movie. It's so well shot, so well acted, so well, the locations, the props, the how they're having to get certain specific cars, and you think about it watching that with Project Greenlight, and the thing about Project Greenlight that I love, that I think it enlightens people, is how much it takes to set up a shot. A car accident, just little things around, doing stuff. It's showing you the behind the scenes and, how hard it is to get, all that stuff done in a day or whatever. And, they've got 18 days to shoot an hour-and-a-half movie, and these people have 8 days to shoot a 1-hour episode.
Right.
And
there's so many setups on that show.
Exactly.
Every episode has a billion setups.
When they were driving up in this latest episode, they're just driving up to this house. I was counting. I'm like, oh my god, that's a setup. That's a setup. That's a setup. It was just crazy. And for what purpose except for to get this feeling and this eeriness? And they did it. I mean, it's just, I am so impressed with that show this season. I mean, last season was great, but this season it's just they upped it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Kirsten Dunst is so good.
Yeah.
I like her on it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, good stuff. Let's see. For me this week, I'm actually going to plug the Movie Bears podcast.
Oh.
We had a fun discussion about Gem and the Holograms.
Oscar worthy?
Well, no. But I was all set to hate the movie because it doesn't look like the Gem from my childhood.
Right.
And I, spoiler alert, actually kind of liked it. I bought the soundtrack, if that tells you anything.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little different, obviously.
With Hilary Duff on it.
Yeah, it was definitely, different from like the gem that I grew up with, but it's kind of modernized and updated in a way that I don't know, kind of works for me. Kind of like it. But it's just this movie's getting so much internet like hate, like people who like won't even go see it and form an opinion for themselves, or like just shitting all over it.
Right.
And I almost feel a little bit like, I don't know, there needs to be a voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
To balance it out a little bit. So
Contrarian.
yeah, so we had a good discussion. You can listen in spoiler free for like the first 20 minutes of our gem discussion before we get to spoilers. If you're at all interested in kind of overall impressions of the film, but of course you can find that episode on iTunes, Stitcher, MovieBreakspodcast.com, all that great stuff.
Right.
But that's my plug. Casey, close this out.
Well, first I do want to comment on that gem and the holograms. I just think it's funny that there's so much hate for this movie. When you're comparing it to a 1980s cartoon
that was kind of terrible. I mean,
it was terrible.
I watched it, but it was terrible.
It's a guilty pleasure that has great feelings of nostalgia. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm that way with She-Ra. I'm that way with Smurfs and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I don't think they're great masterpieces. I'm not gonna go into some movie and be like, well, that's not the cartoon that I remember. Well, no shit. Like, if it was a cartoon that you remember, it would be an even worse movie. So,
Yeah.
Or
they're
it
trying
would
to do
be-
something a little different here.
Or they would just show the cartoon you remember.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. It reminds me of there's a great movie called Ladies and Gentlemen: The Fabulous Stains, and it has the same. That was really more influential on Gem actually, because even the makeup is exactly the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's Diane Lane and Laura Dern when they were teenagers in this girl group.
Well,
See that? That's not my plug, but see that movie.
Well, the new one is really like Josie and the Pussycats and Earth to Echo had a baby, and it's
Yeah,
kind of
I've heard
interesting.
that. Yeah, and I love Josie and the Pussycats movie, and I love the cartoon too. So.
Oh, there you go. Check it out.
Yeah. What is my plug this week? I'm gonna plug iZombie. Which, the CW is doing a lot of really good shows. Like, I'm sorry to hear that Arrow and the Flash are kind of on downslopes right now, because Jane the Virgin, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and iZombie are really good. iZombie especially, and that is on Netflix, and I think it's only 10 or 12 episodes the first season, and it's over. You'll go right through it, and then we're only 4 episodes into the new season. And I just love it. I think it's really good. It's really well written. It's funny. It's smart. Yeah. So that's my favorite inspired by a comic book show right now.
Nice.
I'm sorry,
Awesome.
graphic novel. Inspired by a graphic novel. And I guess I should plug the shit out of Project Greenlight finale and movie on Saturday.
Right.
Which we need to cover next week, because we're gonna have so much fun ripping Lisa.
Well, I think isn't the movie on like Monday or Tuesday
No,
actually?
the movie premieres right after. No, does it? Oh, it might.
I think because we just watched Project Greenlight last night, and I think it said it was like Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, I thought it was premiering right after that. Well, I guess that makes sense because the show airs very late.
Yeah, let me look it up real quick, and I can tell you.
Okay.
Gun to your head. What is the premiere date?
Gun to your head. Tell me their premiere date, or take the hat off.
It's November 2nd, so it's Monday night.
Oh, it is.
All right.
Okay.
Which
Well,
is a little problematic for me because I have the podcast Monday night, but I'll have to figure something out.
Well, if we do another Thursday one, possibly.
Well, the only problem is next week I'll be in Palm Springs for Pride. It's our yearly.
What?
It's our yearly
That's
trip
amazing.
out there. Yeah.
Aw.
Will you be out there next weekend?
We will. Are you going to be around?
Yes, I'll be around.
We need to hang. We
Yay.
totally need to hang. Yeah, totally. You should come over to the house again.
Aw.
Will do.
I'll be in Madison,
Casey.
Wisconsin.
Oh, you
I'll
should
be in-
come too.
I'll be in the freaking cold. I'll be in Madison, Wisconsin at a film history conference.
Aw. We'll be in 85-degree weather sipping sassy cocktails by the pool.
I'll be presenting a paper on classic porn.
I think that's awesome. Oh my gosh, are you going to live stream it? Because I would totally watch it on
I
my
wish.
iPad.
No, I'm going to record the video of it and put it on my Facebook.
Oh, that would be awesome. I totally want to watch. That would be great.
PowerPoint and everything with clips, safe for work. Yeah.
Nice. Can't wait. Well, Steven, you and I will totally touch base, and
Yes.
we'll figure out next week. But in terms of hanging out, but yeah, why don't we just plan for Tuesday like normal guys? I'll
Okay.
figure out a way to watch Leisure Class somehow.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Or, you know what? Gun to your head, 30 minutes of leisure class, or eating your own feces. In your head, what are you gonna do?
You know what? Poorly noted.
Oh.
Poorly noted.
Oh.
Poorly noted. With love in my heart. Poorly noted.
All right, everyone. We'll see y'all next week. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Enjoy.
everyone.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Be safe.